Felix here, and Apple has announced an augmented reality headset called Apple Vision Pro. You can see it on the screen here. Beautiful looking device. We're going to learn through what the spec details are, what it costs, does the market like it, and how to trade it so we can make money out of it. Exactly all of that. So I didn't bother doing a fancy edit on this. I think really you just want to see what it looks like, what it does. Essentially, it's a VR device, but it's a little bit fancier than what we are used to. And essentially, it seamlessly blends the real and digital world. It's the first Apple product you look through and not at, is what CEO Tim Cook said. And as rumored, it has a separate battery pack and it's controlled with eyes, hands, and voice. It starts at a whopping $3,499 and will be launched early next year. Not that quick, is it? Anyway, it starts in the US and then other countries following. This Vision Pro essentially is positioned as an AR device, but you can switch between augmented and full virtual reality. There's a little dial on it. It's controller free. You can browse through apps and so on by looking at them. It's pretty cool, isn't it? You can tap to select and flick and scroll. You can give voice commands. And on top of that, it has Bluetooth accessories, a magic keyboard, a magic trackpad. You can connect it to your Mac, lots of stuff. There are downward-facing cameras that capture your hands, even if they're resting low on your body. I don't know what they're doing down there. The headset has a glass front and an aluminium frame. It contains 5 sensors, 12 cameras, a 4K display for each eye, and a computer that's apparently cooled with a fan. And the headset mask and strap are cloth lined, and they're called light seal and headband. You might want to get used to those terms. And Apple says they can flex to fit any variety of basically face shape, head sizes, even to my very large head apparently. The headband is ribbed, fits around the back, and you can swap it at different sizes. The glass was created by Zeiss, the German glass manufacturers, and it magnetically attaches to the lenses for people who wear glasses. It has an external battery pack that lasts up to 2 hours. I would have thought that might be longer, but that's where we are. And you can connect that with a sort of fancy little bit of wire. Apple promises that the display will be an unprecedentedly sharp display and can deliver 4K video. And you can see here a few sort of things what it look like if you're inside it. What chips does it use? That's always interesting. An M2 chip, the Apple M2 chip, but there is also a new chip which is called the R1, and apparently that removes lag and that can make people sort of feel motion sick when they're inside these devices. Now, when you talk to people remotely, you can use spatial audio to do things like arrange your FaceTime participants on sort of video tiles around you. You can capture and relive 180-degree video with a 3D camera, and apparently, you can also get TV and arcade content into the headset, including Disney Plus. Now, why the heck does the stock market not like it? It's got all the features and everything else, doesn't it? Well, let me show you what the stock market's done here. We're down 0.76% today and 0.11% down post-market, nearer the bottom end of this red candle here, possibly ending that lovely run up. And it's probably the price point. The stock market likes things you can roll out to lots of people, and not that many people are necessarily going to run out and buy a $3,499 device, even if it looks very, very cool and will make you, I don't know, favorite person around for people who like to game and do that kind of stuff. So I bought the Facebook Meta thingies, whatever they're called. I used them a bit. I think that the technology is cool, but then I never really used them again, partially because nobody else has them. I thought we could teach in that kind of an environment, because you might know I teach people how to trade and invest and so on. I thought it'd be cool if we could have virtual classrooms, but nobody else has the device. It's sort of pointless. So that's kind of my thought on that. Cool device, probably a little expensive at this point. How can we make money out of it? That's always what I wonder. Well, I go to optionswatch.io, which is a website we developed, and it lets you set up options trades. And you might not be familiar with options, or you may be, but essentially what we generally do is we're market neutral. And by we, I mean me and our team of coaches who are all investment bankers, including myself. So the sort of thing that we might do is, or you might do is, you might buy a call option, or you might buy the stock or sell the stock, or whatever. And then you typically have a 50-50 chance. It can go up, it can go down. You don't really know it every single day. So we do something a little bit different. We do essentially a market neutral trade. So the stock could go up or it can go down. So we're trading at just below $180. Say we go up $15 to $195. That's the range we're still making money in. Or if we drop down to $164, so we drop 15 bucks, we're still making money. So we can go up or down 8% roughly, and we are still making money. How much money are we making? We're making an 18% return, and you can make the trade, of course, any size you like. The smallest I could set up here is $400 invested. We can make an 18% return. That's until the end of July. I wouldn't hold the trade until the end of July. I'd get out about halfway through because it gets a lot riskier the longer you hold on to these things. And in theory, you could rinse and repeat this kind of trade all the bleeding time, do it all year round, and you'd get to set up 8 of these a year or 9 of these a year. Actually, a little bit more if you get out halfway, maybe 16 of these a year, and you make a potentially really nice return. Of course, that isn't financial advice. I just want to open your eyes to the kind of thing we can do. And what's exciting about this, that this has a 76% chance of making you money. I like that much better than 50%, right? So some thoughts from me. If you enjoy this kind of quick coverage of what's going on here in the market, it's a big event for sure. So I wanted to bring it to you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll put out a sort of supercut video as well of the actual device and presentation, but that takes a little bit longer. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew what this is all about and why it's moving Apple. Possibly it might benefit Disney down the road as well, because that's a good partnership for Disney and their subscription services. But at the moment, I don't think it has a huge impact on just revenue or the stock. It's more like next generation tech. It kind of moves us slowly towards the AR, VR world, but we're not quite there yet. That's my take on it.